Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching Belle, a film by Mamoru Hosoda, the same man who directed The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, Summer Wars, and Mirai. And, like a lot of his other films that focus on high technology concepts, connections between others, and some truly emotional finales, this film has all the above, plus some absolutely breathtaking 3D animation that I don't think I've seen in that level of quality and detail since, say, Beastars. But with a theatrical budget, it has a mix of 2D and 3D that fits perfectly well with the situations, and it happens to just be a well told story on top of that. Well, let's get to that story, shall we? The story is about a girl named Suzu who lost her mother at a young age. But she also finds this one day when she's when she's puking by the river after not being able to sing, she happens to find an app for this virtual world known as You. It basically allows you to create an avatar and live out a virtual life where you can have a new beginning of sorts. You can't restart your own life, but you can live anew in this new reality. Thankfully, unlike Sword Art Online, it doesn't have you die in the game and die in real life. Instead, it allows you to essentially have a second life kind of deal. And as an as a her profile Belle, because Suzu means Belle apparently, she happens to portray a beautiful songstress who basically ends up becoming a huge celebrity in the virtual world. All while she also finds a deeply disturbed individual known as the Beast, who's being hunted down by these various vigilantes who supposedly try to enforce justice in the virtual world. Suzu has to find out who the Beast is, and also find out a bit more about herself along the way. So yeah, the story does obviously take some inspirations from Beauty and the Beast to the point where Belle and the Beast are literally two of the main characters' names, but it doesn't feel like a rehash of the Beauty and the Beast story or even the Disney version that it sometimes pays homage to. It actually manages to use the framework of that story to fit in its own narrative that actually works out pretty well. Mainly because Suzu is not like your typical moe cute uh, anime protagonist. She actually has a voice that sounds a bit more fitting for a country bumpkin like herself, especially considering she lives in the boonies and even one of her funny friends happens to point out that who would have thought that a beautiful songstress who makes all these incredible tunes happens to be a country bumpkin from out in the sticks. Her voice and her mannerisms definitely reflect that, which I do appreciate. In fact, all the characters have designs and voices that fit them. It kind of reminds me of how much I liked the voice acting in Agretzko for being so against the norm. It has that similar style of it, and Mamoru Hosoda's excellent chops when it comes to visual humor and emotional climaxes really hit hard here, when the show even when the movie goes into using 3D models. It really only uses the 3D when you're in You, the virtual world, so it actually makes sense for why there'd be a stylistic change. And the stylistic change not only makes the virtual world, visually very enthralling with all the different users and their cool designs, but it also happens to just look very pretty on top of that, which is very hard even for film budgets that use 3D animation. Plus, the 2D animation does fit Hosoda's style in the same respect as, say, like Summer Wars or Wolf Children does. So yeah, I really loved the music. All the songs are really catchy, and they all happen to fit Suzu's character development. And one thing I'll say is that the reveal of the Beast, when it's revealed who the Beast is and why he's the way he is, it not only works really well as an emotional climax, but it also happens to really reflect well on Suzu's character since it acts as an emotional climax for her finale as well as the character who ends up being the Beast. Granted, there are a few times where the film does feel like it's a bit overstuffed, and sometimes where it does feel like certain things could have been built up a bit better. But I do think it's up there with Summer Wars and his Digimon movie as one of Hosoda's most ambitious, but also one of his most entertaining films. That's why I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. See you next time.